Mm, mm, mm.
You're with me.
All right. I'm ready. I'm ready. How about
Let's
y'all?
get it.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get it.
Starting down in 5, 4, 3, 2. What's up, everybody? And we're here. The live version of the Real Ones Gaming podcast.
Yeah.
The first time we're doing this, we're gonna see how this rolls. Hopefully, it'll become a normal thing. Special shout out to everybody in the chat and those who will come in later. As you know, we are the Real Ones Gaming team. We play video games, we nerd out, and we talk about the most controversial stuff of the episode right here. So, without further ado, let's introduce the team. Hailing from Detroit, weight unknown, height unknown. She is the queen of the streaming community, or at least in our eyes, she's the streaming the queen. She's the queen of pink, Miss Pinky 313.
Hello, hello, everybody. How are you doing? You just gotta give it up to me for that intro, though.
Yeah.
The Rocky, yes. But what's up, everybody? I hope everybody's doing well. I hope your 2020 is going good. For me, it is. So have lots of fun, rock out, all that good stuff. But yeah, you can catch me, guys, on my Twitch at Miss Pinky 313. You can catch me also on Facebook, Miss Pinky 313 Plays, on Instagram, Queen Pinky 313, on Twitter, Miss Pinky 313 Play _. YouTube 313 Miss Pinky. And by the way, speaking of YouTube, there's also another platform like YouTube, but it doesn't. And I just found this out not too long ago. It's called is it MeView? Let me make sure I say it right, because I want to. I've actually uploaded like 2 videos yesterday on there. Let me make sure I'm saying it right. Yeah, MeView, MEVUE. And it didn't take that long for my videos to upload on there. It didn't take that long. Maybe because I uploaded on YouTube first and it was already, I don't know, but check it out. I'm going to actually put it down in the chat now. That way.
Word.
But yeah, check that out. I'm actually on there too. But yeah, you can catch me on those social medias. Holla at me, all that good stuff.
Okay. And the second host, hailing from Atlanta, formerly known as New Jersey. He plays NBA Live and that what's the name of the other sucker shit you play? 2K. Yeah, that bullshit. Anyway, he balls off the court and he is a good streamer as well. The king himself, King AJ15. Say what's up to people.
Yo, what up, people? We live, we lit. All that good stuff, man. You can go find me on YouTube at King AJ15. Because I found out yesterday somebody done took the whole darn King AJ from me. Just have King AJ. So I had to put the 15 in my name. So it's King AJ15 on YouTube. You can find me on Twitch at King AJ _15. I stream daily. Monday through Friday. You might get a secret stream from me Saturday, maybe Sunday. Started playing The Sims. You see the first
Mhm.
2 episodes up already. And you can find me on IG at KingAJ_15, where you can be notified when I go live, when I post a new video, all that funny stuff that you're gonna get from me. And yeah, I'd still play 2K, of course. Because I have nobody to
Why
play
you
live
say
with.
it like that?
Because I have nobody to play live with.
I just played live yesterday, sir. Don't.
So yeah, man, you can find me on those social medias. If you want to holler at me, get at me. You can find me mostly on Twitter or come through the stream. We're 162 strong on Twitch and 44 on you and 44 subs on YouTube. So we grinding out here. We got
I
videos
mean,
lined up for the day. And we have a whole bunch of videos lined up for the day.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. And I am your king of the panda tribe, the lord of the pandas, and the hero of the people, Green SP. You can check me out on all social medias at Greenspmk. You can also check out my Twitch. Um, that is twitch.tv/GreenSP. You can check me out rocking the R1G banner all the time on Instagram and all of that good stuff. I play Call of Duty. I do a little bit of live. I do a little bit of Fortnite. I just got back into Fortnite only because I was like that battle royale itch started, but that might have to come back off my system because then I start playing Apex Legends again, and oh my god, did I have a blast! Um, and then what were we playing? What was I playing yesterday? Oh, and then I just got EA Access, so I'll be playing Madden a little bit too.
so you did get it, yeah.
Yeah, it looks alright. I mean, you can download. It's not as much as people thought it was. Like, it's not a lot of games, but there's a few games on there that I was like, oh yeah, I want to play that. So you might see me playing Anthem later today. Um, so yeah.
Actually, her anthem was pretty good. I haven't touched it, but a friend of mine at work said it was pretty good.
Yeah, I heard it did some updates, but
And he did updates too.
mm-hmm. So yeah, you can catch me out there, and you can catch me on the Real Ones Gaming podcast every other week. So yeah, that's the team right there, the three amigos. And
That's
they would like
right.
to thank all you people in the chat, those who are just listening, those who want to participate later in the chat, and things of that. Thank you for coming out. Those on YouTube that will be commenting, I'm sure. Special shout out to all of you guys. Shout out to our supporters, our friends, family, fellow streamers, loved ones. Big Bridge just came into the
Hey,
chat, so shout out to
What up,
Bridge.
Bridge?
And shout out to a lot of you. So yeah, let's jump into this podcast thing. Introductions is done.
But before we get into that, to the person that DM'd me about the hoodie, about the royalty hoodie, I did not design the hoodies. So talk to
I got
to
some
the
smoke.
creator.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, who got smoke?
Because one of the fans DM'd me about the hoodie they was gonna get me from the gray one that you sent me, the purple, and they said the crown was too small. I was like, all right, let me go talk to the creator that made it and see what we can do. So they've been DMing me for the last 2 weeks about this damn hoodie. So I had to
We'll talk
block
about
them.
that later because it's so many things that I could say, but I'm in host mode,
So
so I'm not going to say. Oh,
so I had to block them. So if you out there, it's getting handled, but just be patient.
or you can just buy the hoodie and see how big the crown is then. Whatever. So anyway, As we normally do, we always like to make sure that you guys get the best out of your money. We know that gaming is, expensive at times, so we like to let y'all know on the good deals. So, AJ, why don't you tell them what they can get for the PlayStation?
PlayStation for February 23rd. PlayStation Plus free games for the PlayStation are Battle Shock the Collection, The Sims 4 that I'm loving so much, and Firewall Zero Hour. You have to have VR for that. So if you don't have VR, it's not gonna work.
Do you
And
have VR?
no.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
Mm-mm.
I want it though. I've seen gameplay for it. I do want Firewall.
You
It's something
must
I
have
gotta
VR.
invest in.
I really want to play Paranormal Activity. I played it on my friend's house on a VR. Oh, that was so fun. It's scary as shit, but it's fun.
Yeah, Bridge Warface is free, and it's another good first-person shooter as
Yes.
well. It's kind of
Yes.
Call of Duty-esque, but it's really good too. Um, for those who don't know what Bioshock is amazing, and it doesn't matter what order you play it in because it's so good that it all interacts with one another anyway. My personal favorite is Infinite. Um, but you might want to do. My favorite part is Infinite only because it's in the sky, and I wasn't all too well with the underwater thing.
But if
But
you
I mean,
but
play
if
them
you
all.
haven't, yeah, just play them all. If you haven't played the first Bioshock, I should just get used to the first Bioshock first because you don't want to miss out and skip out on you go and jump to the second one. You miss the whole storyline on the first. So if you're brand new to Bioshock, play Bioshock 1 so you get used to the storyline.
Bioshock isn't PlayStation only, but for this PlayStation Plus, it is free only on PlayStation. So if you want to pick up on Xbox, you're gonna have to pay some cash. But for PlayStation, you get it
Cash
for free.
money.
So I mean, and like I said, they deal with a lot of different, I guess, societal problems. So just to let you know, if you're one of those type of people where you don't like to deal with racism, you don't like to deal with sexism, you don't like to deal with a lot of isms, Infinite is probably not the one you want to start off with, because you're gonna get a lot of that. So make sure you kind of go into it knowing that this does deal with a lot of societal problems. So just giving you a heads up.
Mhm.
But for people like Bridge who would like to know, what are the free games for like Xbox? Unfortunately, Nintendo didn't have anything. So for those people who have an Xbox,
Okay.
yeah, maybe in the future. But Pinky, what do we got for Xbox games?
For the month of February, Xbox have TTI, and that's for the Xbox One. Call I think that's it. That right?
Chulu,
Uh,
Chulu.
that's Chulu.
I know
Chulu.
something to say.
Okay, February 16th to March 15th. And for Xbox 360, Star Wars Battlefront 2005 version, and that's from the 16th through the 29th. So if you guys are interested in those games, go ahead and download them now. Now for the Star Wars Battlefront, is that a remake, Green, from the original, or is that the
That's the
original?
original
Okay.
Battlefront. So that's the very
Mhm.
first one, which I do recommend. That kind of got me into online gaming. To be honest with you, that was the first game that I played online. But I played it on PlayStation. I didn't play it on Xbox. Um, so it's a beast. I mean, don't get me wrong. That one and two on the original systems are a beast. So, what up, Chance?
Who- who- What
So,
up? What up? What up?
hey, welcome, welcome. All right. So those are free games for
Yes,
these
sir.
months. Like I said, out of the Xbox ones, I've heard that Fable Heroes is pretty good. Of course, Star Wars Battlefront, I'm gonna tell you is good. Call of Chulo, I don't know, but I've seen that game around a lot. It's RO Pink. RO. But yeah, I would say just, check them out. So, without further ado, let's get into the meat. Let's get into the potatoes. Let's get into it with our first story. So, we've all known for a time now that Call of Duty is kind of weird in the fact that it's very close to realism, but also they do some things where it's just a game. It doesn't really happen in real life, or does it? Sort of thing. But we have noticed that there were some times when Call of Duty came out a game that had like certain mechanics or certain devices, I should say, that we didn't know existed. And then all of a sudden, after the game came out, all of a sudden, now they came out with news reports that these inventions were made and have been used in real life situations. So we have a story now today, and it was reported by quite a few. I got this from, was this the Fox News? Where U.S. Army is actually going to start studying and using gamers' brainwaves to train military robot swarms. So those who play games such as Call of Duty. What's the other one that failed miserably last year? Ghost Recon. That Ghost Recon one that came out last year, where they showed like he had a swarm of robots. It's quite a few. Even that new Sonic movie kind of showed it. Rainbow Six, yes, had swarms of all that stuff. Now they're now trying to make reality, and they're using us to train them.
It's test dummies.
It's test dummies. Nah, players.
So what do y'all think about this?
They're using us for target practice.
I'm straight.
I'm good on that.
I am straight. We ain't got to go through the motions.
I mean, I think we already kind of knew this, though. We kind of already saw this coming.
But it took them this long to figure that out. Modern Warfare 1 had that drone in it, and you waited a whole galaxy later to help your military out.
No, I think they've been using us. I don't think I think this is the first time this is coming out that we're helping robots. But as far as the actual military, I think they've been studying the way we play video games and been teaching.
For a long time, of course.
Yeah. It's the same way like NFL, they give copies of Madden to their whole team so that they can practice and know the plays and learn the plays, so they can see how things interact and stuff. I think the military has been saying like, I want you to see how these gamers play the game because they're using these characters, but they're using strategies that work. And sometimes I think us as citizens, we forget that war is a strategy game. And the same way that we think of strategies, they got to think of strategies too. So I mean, we've been teaching them, but this is the first time I think has been on a technology-based adventure, if you will.
Yeah.
Dealing with robot swarms. Notice how they use the words here. Robot swarms. Yeah. And I didn't get the picture, but the picture that they have is actually
so
drones.
Using, what's the kill streak from Black Ops 4? When you call them in, they just drones in the air and they kill you automatically. Forgot that.
Yeah, those flying drones that we just crash into.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what these are.
Iceman says, I think it's already happening. In fact, that's being reported in the news means they moved on to something new. And I agree on that. If they're reporting the news, oh yeah, they moved up.
Yeah, I think they already starting, but
no, ain't no already started. They've been started. It's just the fact that is in the media because top secret stuff, trust me, you ain't gonna be able to find that in the news. No, not at
Nah,
all.
not.
I don't know,
Mm-mm.
yeah, because remember we had
It
that
has
one
to be.
reporter that ended up going missing after the newspaper reported on the incident, and this was just a few years ago. So I
Yeah,
think some things do
exactly. Because
slip through
that
the
wasn't
cracks.
supposed to get out.
Yeah.
You weren't supposed to get out.
So somebody leaked this story and they got a hand on it. Whoever got a hand on it to the story.
Well, the writer is
Somebody,
his first name is Christopher, so someone check on Christopher, please,
yeah.
just to see, just to
Yeah.
make sure. But
Mhm.
sometimes also, I think the military will give you the story just because there's no harm in the citizens knowing. Like, I don't think with this story there's
But
going
they
to
don't
be
want.
anybody that's jumping up to say that's wrong, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like,
But they
I
don't
really
want.
don't.
They don't want this story to get out and end up in the wrong hand.
I don't think it can get in the wrong hands. It's like the rest of the world is
Yeah,
also studying the same stuff. So what can go wrong with the world knowing like, oh, the military is building an army full of robots to assist in military action? There's no
but they.
bad
Yeah,
part about that.
you got that point because they already have the Mister. They already have Mister taking
Right.
care of
Okay,
this.
that's the Wilson.
So I
They
mean,
already
it's
have
no.
that drone. They already have that drone out.
Yeah. So I mean, this story, it could be in the beginnings, it could be in the middle, it could be at the end. We don't know, but I don't really see a problem with them releasing information saying, "Hey, we have robots." We kind of already do that. Now, when they
But
start
using,
building like
but,
RoboCops, then I'll be like, "Whoa, a little too much."
but it's depending on how the game goes. If they're gonna use us as, especially the Rainbow Six community that takes more strategy, they're gonna take that community alone and take their strategy point. That's gonna be a problem because everybody play Rainbow Six from all types of the world,
Yeah, and
and
think,
Rainbow Six been out since forever.
yeah, and you also got to think about it like this. When dealing with robots, robots don't have to deal with emotion, so they can probably take that strategy that Rainbow Six players have and perfect it. Because one of the things that we as gamers know, emotion still is intact even when we play the game.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
We're still scared to get shot and lose a life, even though
Yeah.
we know physically ourselves is perfectly fine. We still
Right.
somehow get scared that our character will get killed and we would have to
Right.
start over. So we still show some
Right.
emotion in that.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's and let's also think about it like this. Let's get out of the military for a second. If any other game, let's say just the normal citizen, if we took a game like Uncharted and
That
took a
I can.
person and tried to train them based off of that game, do you think it would be a good thing or a bad thing?
It's depending on the situation you put.
Like we're just giving them all the skills that we see in Nathan Drake.
You,
All the skills.
Oh,
Shooting,
all the skills.
climbing, all the skills.
Right.
Just the
it
shooting,
wouldn't.
the
It
the
won't.
the thinking, the intelligence, the education, all of that
It
stuff in one
won't
person.
be that bad. It won't be that bad. It just got. It's dependent on the person. He got to learn. He has to develop that mindset that he is Nathan Drake. He can't just be that that normal Joe from from the Boondocks. You just set him out there. He has to have that mental mentality to say, okay, I have this. I have these type of skill sets to get me around this island, this whatever you put them on, and I have to use that. You just
Now,
can't stick.
are these uh talents are being put in me or in the robot?
Well, let's say the robot.
Robot.
So you get a robot with the same physical body as Nathan Drake. You make his weight the same as much as possible.
Damn, I
Size
don't
and
know.
everything.
I might have to kill that motherfucker. I don't know.
Or think about it like this. You know how like the new character in
if
Apex
you,
Legends, Revenant. You know how
yeah,
in his trailer he thought he was a human being, and then at the end of the trailer he realizes that he was just a robot. What if you took that same concept and put it into a robot to the point where he thinks he's an actual person? He has the same memories and
um,
everything as a human being. It's just that he has these skills and he's not really a human being. We've seen
um,
movies about it, but let's think of
yeah,
it
right, that's what I'm
realistically.
saying.
yeah,
I'm like, we seen movies and shit about it. I don't know.
yeah, but
I just don't
like,
trust robots like that much.
yeah,
No.
like you in that robot will have to, like the old lady from iRobot, Will Smith's grandmother, when she had the robot, she built a common trust with that robot, so that robot was. So you have to build that common trust between you and that robot, like especially especially with Pinky with a family like Pinky, they will have to be all around that robot every day, so that robot can understand. Okay, these people are caring for me, and they're not going to try to hurt me or put me in harm's way. But in the mindset of a robot, the robot has to think, okay, if they be in harm's way, I have to come out there and protect at
No.
no cost.
If I had Detroit Become Human, if we was in that type of state, of course I wouldn't mind having me uh, um,
You just
a
said that
droid.
because
I'm fine.
you just said that because you said the
Well, Detroit Become Human wasn't realistic because it was too clean. But anyway,
First of all, okay. Iceman says they already take real life locations and put them in games damn near one to one. I know firsthand Division 1 was smaller, but certain areas are on spot. Now, if we talk about the Division and robots, that's I'm straight.
but remember, the division isn't really technically about the technology base. It's more so about um,
strategy
the
base.
virus, the fungus, if you
Yeah,
will, that
yeah,
overtook.
but still they're using
But if
robots.
you but if
It,
you put that if you put that fungus out now, we'll have to think like Iceman said, we have to think like we're in division.
yeah, but my point is that with that being said, these were drones. These wasn't a swarm. This wasn't an army. It was he had
Oh,
a
that's what
drone
they
that
are.
was like technically. You were supposed to imagine that this drone is getting reused every time, even though it breaks and falls to the ground, gets shot or whatever, whatever. The whole
Mhm.
overall thinking point was that this was the same exact drone that you're pulling out of you wherever. I don't even know where he pulled it out of. And this drone had special capabilities. It can shoot. It can do flamethrower and snipe, whatever. We do know
Yeah.
that there are drones that can do that stuff. We do know that there are drones that can shoot. We do know that there's drones that can snipe and all this other stuff. Some can even do it on its own. Most of them do it by remote. Um, there are some that are now learning. Like there was a video on YouTube where they have this walking robot that can detect what's in front of it. It can actually detect what is the enemy and what is friendly fire, and
Mhm.
it'll shoot based off on that. We've seen humans actually stand in front of this robot and, gave it a gun and risk their life without a bulletproof vest and test it out. And it's worked. So we do know that there's stuff like that, and we know that that technology then later on becomes some stupid crap like being able to park your own car or some shit like that.
Yeah,
Right.
the Honda, the new Honda perks itself. You step out the
The
car and
Teslas drive themselves.
Yeah. So I mean, we know that like Iceman said, the AI is already active and that they can learn. We know that. We understand
yeah,
that part. But what's going on now is that there's going to be swarms of military robots.
but
Not
not
like
if
one or
you just
two,
add
not like to an individual. These are swarms that they're calling it.
Yeah, that's the same thing they called it in Black Ops 4, Swarm. But my issue with that is they gonna take this a little too far and start selling these swarms on the black market, because you know you can find anything.
I don't think so.
Or even worse,
I don't think they get that.
before we even get to
I don't
that,
think they can have that technology.
we need to start thinking about the fact that wasn't it just like 8 years ago that PlayStation got hacked for that amount of time? Like, what if somebody hacked them? We're all fucked.
And they just got hacked again. PlayStation did.
Man,
Not on my end.
I'm
Yeah, not on my end.
Either. Not on my end.
I don't think they got hacked to the point that they got hacked 8 years ago.
No,
because that shit was horrible.
that was horrible.
A person from a game that Green doesn't like got his account hacked, and he's locked out of his account.
No, I'm not talking about that.
He's locked out of his account.
You should get locked out of your account. You play 2K. We're not talking about
Damn.
When I say hack, I mean a real hack. I mean, this is back when, was it Anonymous or was it, what was the other group?
No, Lizard.
Claiming it.
Lizard.
I don't know, because some people say it wasn't Lizard Squad, that it was Anonymous. Whichever one of those groups, because both of them did claim they did it. But
Lizard did it to Xbox for a month, and then Anonymous came right behind that and said that we could top them and do it for.
And that was the most miserable time of my life.
Let me put it like
Didn't
this.
have you ever played a game?
Lizard Squad, I have no beef with you. However, I don't know if Anonymous came after them into that. I think Anonymous did it first. I'm not sure, and I'm going to research it to make sure. But I think Anonymous was more on a political... And then I heard there was an investigation against Lizard Squad after that. Which...
Really?
Yeah, I think that it was, and it was like there was a whistleblower within the Lizard Squad. I gotta look at that stuff because
Get
it was
out
like
of
deep.
here. Who blew the whistle in the damn? You know what? I won't even risk the biscuits. You know.
I remember somebody.
He didn't get paid for his services.
Probably. I don't know, but I remember seeing the story.
I don't want nobody hacking me. Shit. You know what? We're just gonna take that loss.
Yeah, I just remember
hey, Black.
there was a story saying that there was someone either in Lizard Squad or Anonymous that ended up snitching.
Yeah.
That person automatically got arrested. And I don't even think he got any time shaving off. And because of him, they were investigating everybody just because of that PlayStation. And it's PlayStation. It's not the FBI. It's not CIA. It's nothing that deals with our safety, quote. It's more so a financial thing, and he went all out.
Oh, Black, what's good, Black?
So imagine if they were to hack like the FBI or CIA, you're gone.
Yeah.
So the point is, and I don't really think those communities would actually do that because they seem to be more on the side of the people. Meaning, they understood that they were hurting the people, but they were doing it because they believed that what they were doing would get better policies in place in the future for the people, if that makes sense. So, if you get like a group like that believes that what they're doing is wrong, and you have these swarms of robots, what's to say that they won't try to hack them?
Why?
I ain't trying to do it.
Or another country that has a hacking group, what's to say they won't try to hack them?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
they can hack right in the air. They can hack them while they're in the air in use.
That's the thing. It's so scary because I mean we rely on fucking technology. So tough.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh.
And the weird part about it is that the more intelligent we get, the more vulnerable we become. Like we keep designing all these new technology based products that makes our lives a whole lot easier, but at the same time we get it to the point where someone can snap a finger now and we're dead.
It's a wrap, right?
So I mean, the more stuff we come up with, the closer and closer we get to killing ourselves off, basically.
But that's why I keep saying they have because they must half of the military has to go back and relearn some type of technology trait. They have to go back and relearn some of that stuff because there's new technology every day. I had this argument with a military friend of mine, like, dog, you have to go back, like, at least get some new technology on you, like some new knowledge of new technology on you. He's like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, all right.
I think we should just chill out on technology for a little bit.
No, we like it. I mean, everything is fucking paperless now. Is we rely on technology too much.
I mean, I think we
More
should just
so
like
the
kind of
mail,
chill.
like cell phones. You know, we don't even use landlines anymore. So I mean, just the basic stuff
The
that we
last time y'all
use
seen a
is
payphone.
saying we don't even use doves anymore. So we can't even get the message out if we needed to. It's a wrap.
Doves in 2020 would be fucking trash, yo.
Man, do you know how long that'll take?
Let me go ahead and send my lady this text message real quick. All right, dove, fly. Like, no, just like,
Right.
nah, I'm good.
They got people driving to your wife's job, dropping off flowers now.
Hey, you know, you trying to send an edible arrangement, you can't get a fucking dove to send edible arrangement to the job. It don't work.
Bruh, Amazon is sending everything to anywhere you need it to be. So
Yeah,
if
definitely.
if you're trying to get something to eat right now, they will send something to you in 6 hours.
Yeah, they
Same day shipping. I'm trying to tell y'all, what y'all think I be working so hard? Because y'all want y'all packages. You want a full size couch at your house in 2 hours? Got you, fam. Don't worry about it.
Yo, like
you can order food, your whole grocery be filled out on Amazon.
Yeah, they got Amazon stores now, yo. Amazon is going to be the death of us. I'm telling you now.
Down before I get laid down.
Gonna leave the house.
Look,
they don't want nobody to leave the house.
You got the app on your phone. Like,
but that's the thing. The store is basically all you need is your phone. You walk in, it scans your phone in your pocket, and it let you into the store. You pick out what you want. You walk out the store, or you scan your items in the little thing because it doesn't have any people working it. You scan your items through the little thing. You put them in the bag, and you walk out the door. And as you walk out the door, it scans your phone again, and you pay everything from your phone. You don't have to deal with people anymore. You don't have to deal with. Now that part also sucks. The worst part about going to the grocery store is actually carrying your shit. To me, anyway, I hate carrying that shit. Especially when you get home, you gotta carry that shit in the house. That shit is ridiculous.
If you don't take them damn groceries in the house and shut up.
Shit, yo. I hate that shit.
You've been carrying groceries for how long now?
Hey.
No, that shit ridiculous. Black says, I think certain technology needs. Oh shit. Certain technology needs to be to improve life, and I think certain technology needs to be put on hold. Phone again. Any technology that poses to improve like survival needs to be improved dramatically. And Bridge says we live in an instant gratification culture. Everything is readily available all the time without dealing with humans. That is true.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could not deal with the people at my job, I'd be fine.
I need to see you face to face. I need to see you face to face. I don't trust it.
It depends.
Especially with Uber Eats, I don't. I pick up my stuff.
I use DoorDash sometimes. That's very convenient for me.
Y'all trust them niggas? I don't.
I don't trust them.
I don't trust DoorDash. Fuck
That's
them.
why.
Because you know, I order from places that I know know they can seal stuff up. Like McDonald's, they use stickers to seal the bag so that you can tell somebody been picking with it or whatever.
I still don't trust it.
I need.
You
need
can
some-
easily
It's
tell
the
with the
same
stickers
thing.
back.
Like when you, yeah, but it's
But
the
I
same thing if
know,
you was to
but-
go in. You
Yeah,
don't know if
but I
that person
know-
was scratching their ass before they prepared your food. You know what I'm saying?
But
So
at
you
least
take
I
a risk
know
either
that
way.
person who made my food and handed it to me, they worked there. So, they got kind of like if I fuck
gotta-
up, I lose my job. This person at DoorDash
they
can
gotta
easily
wash their
say, yo,
hands.
McDonald's fucked it up. I didn't fuck it up. He has
And first they gotta
no...
wash their hands.
Yeah, and
So if I
in
know
Uber
you coming
Eats,
out of that bathroom and you wash your hands, cool, we good. But
but Uber
Eats
Eats
and
and
DoorDash-
DoorDash, they don't have any kind of... They could give a fuck less if McDonald's go down. They don't care.
Yes, they do. They ain't got nobody that's a big account for them, client for them. All them big names, yeah.
But what I'm saying is like if DoorDash loses that McDonald's, they got Pizza Hut, Domino's, got all these other places they can easily be like, oh, whatever. And these people that do DoorDash, they pick their own schedule. They don't even. They can stop whenever they want.
With your food too. They can be late with your food. That's like I'd rather pick it up myself.
No, I'm good. I'm good with all that shit, yo. Like if you don't work for people that I'm ordering food from, I don't need you to deliver my food, yo. It's too many hands on my food.
It's a big risk either way you go.
Yeah, it is a big risk, but that I'm trying to
That's a
minimize the
bigger
risk. Like, don't have too many hands handling your food, yo. The
Yeah,
less hands handling your food, the better.
Especially if you doing Uber Eats, I don't know where you stop. The time you picked it up to the time you get back to when you get to the delivery station, that's too long. I don't know where you stopped at. Some chick, and I ate what I ordered. Well, nah, can't do that.
And McDonald's food already gets cold real quick as it is. So.
Well, I've had good experiences with them.
DoorDash, I think you're a good business, but nah, I'm good. I'm just not your target audience. That's all. That's all it is.
Now, if you want to cut the check, then we can business.
I couldn't even do that because I couldn't honestly say like, oh, I would be like, I'll put your thing up there to advertise you, but I couldn't give a personal experience and say, yeah, I love DoorDash. I couldn't do that. I just couldn't. Because I don't want to try it. Because I'm just afraid first time I try it, I'm getting sick.
Yeah.
Jesus, Black, I can't read all that. I'll try though. Black says, because I've been working at the hospital, I think certain technology in the medical field needs to be dramatically studied for survival because we're not prone to die from old diseases just yet. I think cancer research needs to be improved and all disease research needs to be improved. I think medical equipment needs to be approved, and I just think technology's research is being investigated in the wrong parts of life. I will give Xbox credit. They did have, I don't even know if they're still working on it, but a couple E3s ago, they showcased their virtual reality thing that was supposed to compete against the PlayStation VR. Unfortunately, we still haven't seen the release of that technology. I don't know if they're saving it for next gen or whatever. But that technology
it's coming for next gen, and the handicap controller is already out, but they putting another one.
Oh, handicap controller now. I'm not talking about that.
I know, but they're building another one.
Well, the technology that they showcased at the E3 is supposed to be used for medical purposes, and it was supposed to be the one that helps you with, the HoloLens. That's what it was. That's supposed to be helping you with It's supposed to be helping the medical field, and it's supposed to be a great big technology based thing that they want to utilize for medicine. When that's coming out, who knows?
But
I don't know if they're still working on it.
Ain't that hollow thing supposed to be used for pre-surgery?
supposed to be used for everything.
So I've read that somewhere. It's supposed to be used for pre-surgery. That's so the doctors know what they're doing. That's so when they're right before surgery,
Yeah.
they go into some room. And your body is a hologram. And they do what they do, and then by the time your surgery, the doctors already know what to do. You'll be in there, not in there, out there, but you'll be fully prepared for.
Yeah. It's supposed to be used for everything. They want to use it for pre-surgery. They want to somehow use it to connect with. I saw one interview where I don't know if he was the CEO or the president of Microsoft, but they wanted to find a way to connect it to the surgery robots that they're developing or already done developing, so that when you use this HoloLens to do surgery, the machines are actually doing the exact movements on the patient, so that there's more flexibility when doing surgeries. Because machines can obviously do things that humans just can't do and reach places that humans can't reach without doing extra incisions in places. That's scary to me. I don't want a robot working on my body. That's just me. Because what if it's a short circuit? What if it's a storm? Who knows?
Yeah, look that up, Black. Because I didn't know they had a control for disabled
But they
people.
have backup generators. They have backup generators in the hospital.
Oh yeah, they have to.
Yeah,
they have to.
But think about it. Those things can fail too. There's failure in technology.
Yeah, it could be one flaw can shut everything down.
Yeah. So I mean, what if you get in surgery and the power goes out and then backup generator goes out? Now you got this fucking monster of a machine all up in your guts, and you only got a certain amount of time before your anesthesia wears off.
Crossroads.
So I mean, Anyway, point is, Pinky, AJ. Here's the last question for this story. Do you think this particular situation is good or bad? I'll start with Pinky.
Bad in this sense, in this story. I mean, my opinion don't matter. It don't really matter because they gonna do it what they want. But I'll say this: it's interesting, to say, but I don't need no.
Okay, AJ.
I don't.
It's a gift and a curse to me.
Yeah.
If they test this and don't put it out until they really need it, then it's a good thing. But the bad part is if there is a mole, a snit that got the blueprints to these swarms that can be sold on the black market, that's gonna be a real terrible sight. So keep whatever your knowledge to yourself on these swarms. Don't let it get out. This should be the last article we see until they say, okay, we are testing these swarms. We should not see not one more article out of about these swarm drones for another 6 years, even more than that. I say 6. They probably gonna have something out tomorrow.
We already out.
All right. Well,
let's see. Black says, you don't have to worry about like 4C medical equipment because they actually have their own power source and sometimes their own network. So just in case power go out, medical equipment will stay on.
All right. Well, my final take on it is, if you're not Tony Stark, leave that shit alone. If you ain't doing stuff like Tony Stark, I don't want to see it. But yeah. All right, moving on to our next story. Pinky, you want to give an intro for this one?
All right, let's see here. 5 and Xbox Series X backwards capability will be a lot better than we thought. First of all, before we get into this, have you heard anything about PS5?
Yes. I know I'm a big PlayStation head, so anything that comes out about that, I get right away.
As far as like a release date, so is it confirmed for? I know the holiday season, but confirmed for
no, we don't have
November.
an exact date. What we have is we know it's going to be the holiday season.
Okay.
It's gonna be around the holidays.
Historically they always release the system in November. Um, but we also seen that kind of change with like other games like Call of Duty, where they upped it a month. I don't think PlayStation 5 is going to do that. I think Sony's going to just keep it at November and probably make it like mid-November, um, to kind of get it before that Black Friday sale kind of rush. Um, we know it's going to be anywhere between $450 to about $600. Um, but
Yeah,
600 is
it's
kind of
depending
like
on
on the extreme
the
spectrum.
terabyte.
Um,
It's depending on how much memory you put in it, because the 400 one is the same. It's the same amount as the PlayStation 4, as it is right now.
I don't
That's
know
what.
because the story that I read said that all PlayStation 5s are going to have the same amount of memory. They said it's not going to be any
But
different versions.
but the one that 600 one is a 2 terabyte system.
I can't
And
speak
then
on that. The only one I can speak on is the story that says right now they're trying to figure out the price for the PlayStation 5 as a whole, which is between 450 to 600. And this is people who are like into accounting and things like that estimating, and they're going based off of how much that it takes to make the system and how much they would need to sell it for in order to
to make
make a profit. And the lowest amount that they would be able to sell it for to make a profit would be around 450. If they want to go a little bit higher to kind of make a big profit to make the sale that they did with the PS4, then it would be around about 500 to 600. My honest opinion, I think it's going to be 475. That's only because
475.
I think they're going to go the route that they went with the PS3, which was we're going to sell it for a low kind of ball, make a little bit of profit, but we're going to run off of the fact that we're going to sell a lot of video games, which they have been doing recently. So they're going to come out the gate with a lot of launch titles.
That's cool.
My voice is naturally like this. Just letting you know.
Wait a minute.
This is why I'm engaged. Just so you know. But yeah, I just honestly think the backwards compatibility. As far as it goes, I think PS5 they already said that 4 and 3 were going to be backwards compatible. There was rumors that 2 and 1 would be. I don't really see a necessary need for 2 and 1. That's just me.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
But you got fans out there that love them games on. And
I love my PS2. Okay.
but the issue with that is I'm gonna have a problem with do you have to have the disc or you have to download them from the store.
I mean,
that
if
detail
that's
is
the
fine.
case, we already got that. That's what's that? What's that on PlayStation? It's called PS Now or something like that.
But PS Now is
Yeah,
a stream-based thing where you have to pay
Yeah.
a certain amount a month. This is saying that if you already have the game, you can play it.
you can
You don't
play
need
it.
to. You
Right.
don't need to pay for a service. You can just play it.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that it's disc
Okay,
as
that's
well
what
as what you purchase on the store.
Okay. That's why I was having it when I read the story. I was like, okay, is it going to be all the PlayStation 2 games Because if they do it like this, from 3 to 1, 3 to 1 should be free to download. From three to
They
one
ain't doing that.
should be free to download.
They ain't doing that.
Because the games are so old. That's the whole issue. But
that's the point. The games are
think,
old. It's hard to find. They're classics.
I'm talking about before the PlayStation 4 from the last game that dropped on the PlayStation 3 till 5. Then I see you paying for it. But if you want to go nostalgia with it, go real throwback-ish, then you should have it at least free. But like Ready to Rumble, if they bring Ready to Rumble to the 5 as a free game, it's lit for me. After Thunder,
you got to think. You're thinking from a consumer's point of view. You got to think from a business point of view. I know you want this game, but I'm going to give it to you free because it's old. No, I'm going to make you pay for this because I know you want it.
Then give us a good price. Don't go $30 for a 10-year-old game.
No, I don't think they're gonna go like $60 for an old game, but I do think they're gonna go like $9.99, $15.99, $20. I think they're gonna go up to $20 for them older games, especially games like, for instance, I love Skate 3. Am I willing to pay $30 for Skate 3 to play it on the PlayStation 5? You're absolutely right, because I love that shit, and it was awesome. Especially if they're gonna sit there and put the servers back on for it, and I can play online and stuff with that. Yes, absolutely. I'll pay $30 for Skate 3. Am I going to pay $30 for Crash Bandicoot? Yes. You know how I know people pay
$30 for Crash Bash. I will pay. Yes.
Unless it's the collection. If you get the collection of Skate for $30, I'm good.
They just sold Crash Bandicoot for $40. You think they're not going to make you pay $30 for the original?
Yeah, but if you give me the collection, even with Spyro, love that little purple dragon. If they give me the collection, for $30,
you say I love that little purple dragon.
If they give me the collection for $30, I'm good.
Yeah, but they're not going to give those stuff for free. It's no way. I don't assume. They're going to keep the PlayStation Plus membership because that's their free. That's where they give back to the community.
Yeah.
And they're going to make sure that, they make their money. You make their money, especially if they're going to sell the PlayStation 5 for like $450.
Yeah, I just want this PlayStation to not have that big behind jet engine fan in it.
I don't know what people be talking about because I don't hear it.
I hear that joint go. Yeah.
Maybe it's because I have headphones on, but I don't ever hear it.
See, so Black says, I think Microsoft have a better correlation with their customer backwards compatible. I think Xbox may take it this year without too many exclusive games. I think they made 2 Xbox because of Halo and stuff like that. So I think I agree with that.
But
he also says, I think that
Halo collection is going to push this Xbox over.
Yeah, I think it is too, because Halo on Xbox was that deal back in the day. Like around the time when Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 came out, Halo and that game competed with each other hard, And I think that started the battle of the consoles.
I feel your points.
But what PlayStation game that can knock Halo off?
God of War, which is in development. Horizon 2, which 5? Is in development.
For 5?
Yes.
Oh, then Halo, y'all in trouble. Unless if y'all bring, but he died in the last one.
Spider-Man 2, which is in development. That's why when people say, I think Xbox got this generation, I'm like, you do realize that PlayStation
It's
is
all,
setting up.
but if y'all seen the Gaming Awards, all it is a tower. All it is the freaking tower. So you might as well buy a PC and get the same exact games off of Steam, because you're gonna have to upgrade your PC anyway. So
See.
you might as well.
No, let's see. Black says, and I think that's why Nintendo does so well with their system, because they start correlating their old games with their system. Because if Nintendo actually release all the classic games, it will blow out Sony and Microsoft together. So that's why people are willing to pay for some of the classic games that are actually rare to play. True.
Is it?
Bring back Super Mario World right now on the Switch. Whew.
But is it true? Is it really true?
Nintendo will never go anywhere. Nintendo is Nintendo. That's
Nintendo will have to,
we.
but if Nintendo is trying to compete, Nintendo will have to blow Sony and Xbox the water with their next system.
But they're not going to. That's the whole problem. We know.
As far as like games back in the day, I think they would.
No, I'm saying
Not games
Nintendo.
I'm talking about coming out right now.
Nintendo isn't in the same league as Sony. Not saying that they're not as good or whatever. They're not in the same league. You got to think of it as Sony being from the NFC and Nintendo being from the AFC. Are they in the same realm? Yes. Are they in the same league? No.
No. Yeah.
Sony
and I agree,
with
they're not
older
in the
people.
same league.
Yeah, because Sony deals with adults and teenagers. Nintendo's fan base, which they have admitted, has always been kids. That's who they target to. That's all they're worried about. They don't care. If you're a parent and you remember that nostalgia,
they're for us with the nostalgia. Yeah.
So when
as far as throwbacks, I think Nintendo will win.
But at the same time, when what? Are we saying they're going to oversell Sony? Because I don't think so.
It only takes one game from Sony and Xbox to steal from Nintendo, and it's Smash. If Sony and Xbox steal Smash Brothers from Nintendo, or make their own Smash Brothers,
PlayStation already did make their own Smash Brothers.
But that was,
and that's what I'm saying is the audience is different.
But to me, that Smash Brothers was like okay. It didn't give me a Smash Brothers feel.
It wasn't Smash Brothers. It was a battle game.
It was a battle game, but it was a Smash Brothers feeling game. Like it was the same concept. It was just PlayStation characters.
Not feeling. We'll just say Smash Brothers concept. I like that better than a feeling because it wasn't a feeling.
But the point is like it didn't work because the Sony audience didn't care for it. We didn't want a Smash Brothers. We didn't care for a Smash Brothers. We had 20 different other fighting games that were way better than Smash Brothers. Nintendo fans are Nintendo fans. Sony fans are Sony fans. And those two companies can't focus on other people. Microsoft tries to do it, and that's what was one of their downfalls with this generation, because they try to play on so many different people. Sony knew who their target audience was, and they played on that target audience. They said straight up, hey, look, we have these amazing games. These are what we're working on. Nintendo did the same thing. They said, hey, look, we know what the stereotype is of us. We know that you only look at us for Mario and Zelda and all these other quote-quote kid games, and we're going to continue to make these quote-quote kid games. We're not going to go outside of our realm. You don't see a Resident Evil on fucking Switch. There's no point.
Supposed to be dropping one on. They're supposed to be dropping one on the Switch.
But every time they do something like that, do those games ever sell? Do we ever hear from it after it drops?
No.
Like, really. When's the last time a Grand Theft Auto was on a Nintendo?
Never. That game's too advanced.
I can't remember the last time I seen any GTA on a Switch or anything.
That game is way too advanced. Like I said, GTA would never go into the Switch.
I can't remember the last time. Like, they just got Mortal Kombat, and that one was like, okay, we're releasing
And
Mortal
that
Kombat
one
for
flopped.
Nintendo, and you never heard of it.
That one flopped bad.
See,
That
mine
flopped
says,
bad.
mine says, I agree with Black. All Nintendo really have to do is keep releasing Mario games, and hundreds of thousands of people will flock to Nintendo, or better yet, the new Animal Crossing games, which I heard is going to be dope. And I am a fan of Animal Crossing, so I think that's going to be a good one.
Well,
But I agree with Black too. Nintendo doesn't have to compete. They just do what they do. And that's
yeah.
why I think they never have to
But
compete.
how
They don't
many?
ever have to feel that they have to compete.
But how many of that played and got tired of playing it for at least 3?
I
After
mean,
that,
you're gonna get tired of anything. Well, I mean, I never get tired of PlayStation, but you're gonna get tired of the thing that is not your main altogether. Like, don't get me wrong, I would buy a Nintendo Switch, and I would probably get a couple games on it, and I would probably play it once every couple weeks because I'm too busy on PlayStation. For some people, that's all they have, and that's all that they play. For some people, they have all three systems, and they play them as equally as they possibly can, and that's the case. Same thing with Xbox players. I've known a couple people, and I've actually seen some YouTubers say the same thing. They have both the Xbox and a PlayStation, and the Xbox collects dust, and their PlayStation is what they play on most. I've seen PC players say the same thing. They play their PC the most. They play PlayStation 5 whenever. More than likely it's for like Call of Duty or like for an exclusive game, and they still say Xbox collects dust. Now, is that for everybody? No, I'm sure there's some people that say PlayStation 5 collects dust while they play the Xbox or PC or whatever the case might be. However, you gotta know your range. You gotta know who's your audience and stick with that audience. Sony ain't never gonna change. They've been the same company since the beginning. They're gonna be that innovating company. Nintendo ain't gonna change. They've been that same company. They do kids, and that was their bread and butter, and that's what they're gonna stick with. Xbox kind of needs to figure out where their bread and butter is and just stick with that because they flip flop a lot. They try to do the Connect, which is something that PlayStation had already been working on for years before they came out with Connect, and the Connect kind of flopped. And now they're using it as just strictly a camera. Well, most of their users use it for strictly a camera, and they kind of went away from that using the camera for games kind of thing. And that's a good thing, but they need to figure out what else can they do. What can they stick with and chill with, and that's how you're going to catch up to PlayStation. Until they do that, I don't really see Xbox being a big competitor. I just don't. I think they lost their vision ever since they lost some higher ups. Um, I don't know what those higher ups did, but they need to get them back, whoever they are. Because PlayStation got too many plans, and they're just telling people like, "This is what we're doing. We're not stopping." And that's the attitude you gotta have. Like, you just gotta have the "I'm gonna do what I want." Fuck what y'all think.
That's true.
And that's the attitude
But
that
when,
Nintendo has, and it works.
but what? Yeah, you can say so. But when Nintendo does it and PlayStation does it, Xbox tries to do it, and it always backfires.
Yeah, because
I don't know
Xbox just doesn't
what.
stick with what they know.
But do you understand, Green, that most of them higher up went to Nintendo and PlayStation?
I mean, if that's the case, that's the case. But I mean, then it's something within internally that they need to work on. I think Xbox should be a good competitor for PlayStation because I always said this: competition
Because
brings out the best in any company. And
Yeah,
if they're
definitely.
competing equally, the only winners that need to be involved is us as the consumer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I want them to push PlayStation. I want PlayStation to push Xbox because that means Xbox fans, they get something incredibly brand new. And that means PlayStation fans get something incredibly brand new. Nintendo doesn't really have a competitor. They don't have a competition because, once again, they're not in the same league.
Do you count PC as Nintendo's competition, or is
No.
PC
No.
PC is
No.
in its own league too. Like that, PC is in the
Yeah, it's
PC
only
genre, and PlayStation and Xbox is in the console league. They're two different things. You can't compare.
Okay.
So PC they do
I was
really
trying
well.
to figure that out.
Yeah, it's just what it is. What it is. Because PC don't really have to. The PC isn't owned by one specific company. There's so many different companies involved. So there's no competition with them. PlayStation is owned by Sony. Xbox is owned by Microsoft. So it's just those two companies competing with each other. There's no need for them to collab with any other company to make them better. They have everything that they need within one company. With PC is like you get your parts from 20 different goddamn companies, and then the games are pretty much independent people and also like big name companies as well. So it's too many people coming together for PC. But for Xbox and Sony, it's just them.
Yeah.
So, but as far as the backwards compatibility, Xbox has already been doing that with Xbox One. So I don't think that's big news with Xbox. Um, unless they're gonna say
Or
straight
with
up
the
like,
PlayStation.
I don't know if that's big news for Xbox.
No.
PlayStation, yes. Xbox, I don't really see that as big news because they were already doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Black says,
Agreed.
I actually think Microsoft is not trying to compete with anyone. I think they're trying to make entertainment systems that relate to everyone. I actually see Microsoft maybe work with other companies. Xbox is now trying to, and I think that started probably about 2 years ago. Um, they had that big deal with PlayStation about the cloud service, which if we talked about that, we can go on for days because I just personally don't see a reason for it. But
This podcast would be 3 hours long.
yeah, because I really don't see a purpose in the cloud like gaming thing. We Stadia did it, and although they had a really good concept, it failed, and I think we can say that now that it has failed.
It flopped. It didn't. It didn't even touch. It works. I done seen Agent. If you know Agent, the YouTuber, he has a Stadia. It works. It he said he gives it a 5 out of 10 at best. So if you want to spend your money on a Stadia, go right ahead. But there's no real games, and you have to have stuff. You gotta have Google Home, Google Home, a Google TV or something stupid like that. Something with Google on your TV. That's so if you go from your PC, you can just tell your Google Home to transfer whatever you're doing on your PC to your TV. It's a whole
I
debacle.
mean, I already have access to Google Home, so I'm not really that pressed about it. But the concept was here's this little thing that's 120 something, where you can stream all your games from it. I mean, you still have to buy the games for your Google Stadia.
Yeah.
But you can literally go like from your TV to your laptop to your cell phone. You can, if you get stuck on a certain mission, you can, research it on YouTube. And even on YouTube, they would have like these commercials. And during the commercial, you can say, I want to play that. And it'll download the game for you right then and there, just from YouTube and stuff. So the concept is good. um, is great. It's just I don't know if we need cloud gaming anymore. Well, right now I don't think we need it.
Oh, explain to me what cloud gaming is.
It's streaming gaming. Like instead of you having the actual game on a hard drive or something like that, you're basically getting it through the internet. So like Netflix, how you watch a movie through Netflix is not actually on any particular thing, you're streaming it. So basically with the game, you're streaming the game. It's in the cloud. And that it takes a lot of internet.
Oh shit!
You need a
I can just
powerful internet for
imagine.
that shit.
As soon as you said it takes a lot of internet, say less.
You know, I'm sure you're gonna get some stuttering, some lag issues.
some frame rate.
So you people who want to take your Google Stadia to fucking McDonald's thinking it's free Wi-Fi, so it's all good. I don't know. But I think it was like if you have 10 if your upload speed is like 10 or 15, you can get like 720p resolution. But to get the stuff that we're used to, which is 1080 and above, you would need like a good 50 to 100.
1,000 up and 1,000 down.
No, it wasn't 1,000 up. It was like
for 1080p, it's 1,000 up and 1,000 down.
Nah, because I can get it, and I only have like 400 to 500. I think theirs was 50 to 100 for 1080p. And I think 4K was like above 100 or something like that. But Black says because our internet in the United States are actually years behind than other countries, because overseas their internet speed is twice as fast than ours. Shit. All right. Actually, in Japan, they actually have internets that cheaper and faster than ours. They actually have like 5 terabyte internet. Jesus Christ. That would be awesome, to be honest with you. Can you imagine Call of Duty on that shit? You never have to complain.
Nope.
Like, you'd be good. You're fine. But I think the PlayStation doesn't handle that much speed anyway. Like for instance, my internet is like 400, 500 upload speed. And I think when I was talking to the internet provider, they was like, yeah, you know, you can lower it down to 100 because the PlayStation only handles but so much. It doesn't go up that far. So if you have 400 and you think it's acting like a little slow than what it should, it's because it's not going to go all the way up to 400. I think the most it uses is like 100 maybe. So it would be good for computers and stuff like that, but PlayStation, I don't know. Xbox, I don't know either. But 5 terabyte would be good. That would be.
Some people just get the 1,000 up just to be on the safe. And that's from Xfinity.
5 terabyte sounds like it would. You can download the whole Avengers saga in like 2 minutes.
Can you imagine?
Just have.
Can you imagine?
Have all 3 phases just download.
In a snap of your Thanos fingers, and you got it.
Oh my god! Oh, I want to watch the Titanic. Already downloaded. Like what the fuck?
What?
That would be a lot. That's quick. But yeah. So compatibility. Are y'all happy about backwards compatibility, or do y'all see a point in it?
I'm happy for it. I'm happy for it for PlayStation because we've been asking for it for generations and we never got it. They just gotta do it right, or the fan base is going to be very.
Well, let's also remember that PlayStation 3 did have backwards compatibility when it originally first came out, and then they stopped it. So there was only a few consoles that could do it. So let's remember that part.
Do it.
But Pinky, what about you? Are you happy about it?
I mean, I'm happy about it, of course. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What games would y'all
I'm
play?
happy about it because if I can, Crash Bash off rip. I need 3 people to play with me in Crash Bash
You and the
already.
fucking
Okay,
Crash
I got it
Bash
in my
show.
mind. I loved Crash Bash. It was so fun. And let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Yes, I'm knocking TKO. Okay, eyes ready, boss.
I would have to say NBA Street
Oh
Fight
yeah,
Night. NBA Street
Yeah,
Fight
what
Night.
game?
NBA Street.
Oh yeah.
NBA Street Fight Night and what's that skateboard? Not the skateboard game, the snowboarding game. X.
SSX.
Yeah. That
Oh,
one.
and we can get down some Virtual Fighter 4.
I mean, we could download it now. There's virtual. Oh, not 4. I don't know if 4 is on that. It's virtual. There's a virtual fighter game that's free. I think. That's a free. I think I'm gonna check after the stream. I'm gonna check. I think my choices would be all the skates. So skate 1, 2, and 3. Definitely. Because when I say that shit was fun, it was fun.
Nah. And Matt Hoffman. Matt Hoffman's
Fuck the Matt Hoffman shit. That and Tony. No.
See,
Matt
like that's
Hoffman.
why Xbox went on the virtual compatible scene right now.
Cause he got a fight.
Add it.
I'm pretty sure Virtual Fighter is on
PlayStation's just now getting on it.
I'm pretty sure Virtual Fighter is
it
free.
Right. I think PlayStation gonna do it right because they gonna want like Pinky said they gonna give us crap. They gonna give us Spiral, and they might. I guess say Vice City, but
Do you need
You want
to
them
have these games
ducats?
though?
They gotta give them.
Like, I wouldn't have games that's already been remastered. That's the whole thing. Like, the only games that I really wanted was Skate. Like, when I really think about it, Skate was pretty much the only game I really wanted. If
I played Tony Hawk Pro Skater too.
Man, fuck Tony Hawk.
just give me
That last one pissed me off.
Well, that's the last one I'm talking on PlayStation 2.
Huh?
Did you ever finish that one?
No, because it was trash. You couldn't finish it. It was buggy as fuck. Like, somebody said that they updated it and they fixed the bugs, but it's too late now. You talking about a game that came out like 2 or 3 years ago?
Because they said Wayne was the glitch. When you unlock Lil Wayne, he was the glitch character. I don't know how. And they had to re-implement Wayne.
Yeah. I would like to play NFL Street or Blitz. 1 or 2. Probably Blitz. I'm thinking Blitz.
You know what else? I was pretty good at playing Madden that year too. With the Rams on the cover.
Was that 6? 2006? I think it was 2006.
Was it?
I'm getting a 6 from it.
I'm getting who won?
All I know is the Rams was on the cover.
Oh, that was that 9.
I can't remember whatever game that was. I was pretty good at it.
I think that's 03.
3, it gotta be. Yeah, I was in high school.
I'm trying to think of what other games that I really care about. You know what? I'll give Black this. Nintendo came out with Power Stone. Power Stone was okay. I would say if Nintendo came out with and I lost it that quick. Oh, GoldenEye 007, then yeah, Nintendo will have a good running. GoldenEye was good. They are doing remasters of Sonic Adventure 1 and 2.
But with GoldenEye, you have to Nintendo. If you plan on remaking GoldenEye 64, you got to give us the capability to use the darn gun. Because when on the 64, when you bought the attachment to the 64, you got the gun with it.
I don't remember that. Just to be
So
completely honest with you. I remember the Rumble pack coming with it.
lit.
Nah, I don't need all that. I just need the game.
They remake GoldenEye 64.
Power Stone wasn't that great for me.
I'm definitely picking up a Switch.
Power Stone was okay. It wasn't like I didn't have like a great connection with it. I had it. I don't remember playing it all that much. My stuff was Crazy Taxi.
Yeah.
Well, this is for also I had it on
Dreamcast.
Dreamcast. I didn't have it on Nintendo. I had it on Dreamcast. So I had Power Stone. I had Sonic Adventures 1 and 2, which I like Adventure 1 better than I like 2. Crazy Taxi, Ready to Rumble. I had a whole bunch of NFL stuff. Dreamcast was the shit, bruh. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I never owned the Dreamcast either.
I'm trying to think of that game.
You missing out.
I had cousins and stuff. Like we had, like I had the Super Nintendo. I had a cousin with the Nintendo. I had a cousin with Sega Genesis. I had a cousin with Dreamcast. So I played them, but I just never owned them.
It was the shit.
What was that game when with the little dog that looked like young MIA that you had the rat. I forgot what's that stupid game.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. He said Parappa the Rapper. Oh, no.
Okay. I was like, what? The little dog. What?
Shade. He said the dog that looked like, oh, my God.
Did you just say it looked like Young Man?
Yes.
Wow.
It did.
Young May, if you ever watch this, or if somebody tweets her showing her this, Green SB didn't say that. I don't think you look like that. Yo said the dog that looked like Young May. Wow. All right. All of New York about to be in your ass, sir.
I had, because I just, before we started this podcast, I just finished listening to one of her songs. So I had that
Clean that shit up.
I had that song. I had one of her songs in my head. So, and I just thought about the game that Nintendo should remaster.
I cannot.
Young May from New York, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You about to have some Timberland boots in your ass today. You said
I could not, and I'm mad at myself for thinking that too. Like I'm like video game, or like MA, and like I was thinking about her with pigtails, and then it just went to Rapper. I'm like, bruh.
When he said a rapping dog, that's the only game I could think of where rapping was in it. But then I was like, that looked like Young M.A. Who?
Oh shit!
All I see is the pigtails. All I see is the pigtails. That's all I see.
Yeah, all right.
And I remember.
Then you gonna be just seeing Timberland boots. That's the only thing you gonna be seeing.
I remember specifically that the dog changes towards level 9. It turns into pigtails. That's the only image I have.
Okay. All right. Well,
my fault. Still
my fault.
You still my top 5 MC, so my top 5 MC.
Oh, was it? I think it was Black. Was it? So there was a female version of the Papa the Rapper. I forgot all about that.
Black over there trying to change the subject from the fact that this nigga's about to get visited by all of New York.
Hilarious.
Still in my top 5. She's still in my top 5, so don't come at me.
Well, anyway, moving on from that. I don't want to play that game. You know what game I do want to play? And it's not like an older game, but the very first Rock Band, I would like. Rock Band was.
Never played Rock Band.
Rock Band was fun.
Band was stuff.
I haven't played the newer one that was on the PlayStation 4 and stuff, but I played the ones that was on PlayStation 3.
DJ Hero was my joint.
DJ Hero was okay. It was okay. It was playing off of the Rock Band phenomena, and I don't know. I just like Rock Band. They had better music on Rock Band. Like it was good to hear the mashups on DJ Hero, but the music on the very first Rock Band and even Rock Band 2 was it was an epic playlist. It was an epic playlist. It was good. But yeah, so hopefully we get these backward compatibilities. I don't know how far back PlayStation's going. If it, like I said, if it goes back to at least 3, I'll be fine. I'll be happy. Um,
Because wasn't Skate on 3?
yes.
All right.
So if it goes to 3 and it just gives me all the skates, I'll be fine. Or if EA stop being fucking lazy and just do a remaster of all the skates, then we wouldn't have this issue. Skate, I
But
told
they
you,
gotta,
I will gladly pay $50 for the collection of remastered of skates, and I don't know why you still haven't done it yet. So
because
it
they
is what
gotta
it
go
is.
through the skaters. They
But
gotta
all
go.
skaters said they would do it. Rob Dyrdek has been said, "Hey, I would love to make a Skate 4," and they still haven't
But
done it.
but they, I'm talking about the legend. I'm talking about Hawk. I'm talking about
But
what's
Tony
the
Hawk
other?
wasn't on it.
But
Tony Hawk was
they
never
but
on that game.
understand that. But he was the pioneer of the skating era, so you have
Look,
to
they
get the
didn't
faith
care when
in
they did
him.
it the first time. They shouldn't care now. They didn't give a shit about his opinion then. They went directly against him. And actually, I would say that Skate put them out of business. So if they didn't care then, I don't see why they care now.
But and plus, there's some new skaters out there. There's
Nah,
some new tricks out there.
if they got
And,
Rob Dyrdek and his crew, they be fine. I just need that. That's all I need. A good skate game, and do
but
it outside of California and do it outside of New York. If you did like a Miami based one, I'd be cool with that. If you did a Toronto one, I'd be cool with that. If you
but
did a
won't they just
Seattle one, that would be amazing. There's a lot of skate stuff in Seattle. So if you did
but
that, I'd
won't
be
they
fine
just
with that.
won't they just do it? I don't know if they did it in there was this ESPN game called Extreme Sport back on the PlayStation 2, and they added all cities. They added all the cities, and you had to beat every city to unlock
Yeah,
a
that
new
was the Tony
character.
Hawk game. Tony Hawk did the same thing. And Black,
But when
you just
but
lost all respect for me with that statement. The best skate game is Tony
Damn.
Hawk Underground 2. Get the
damn,
fuck out of here. The fuck?
Black, you lucky
Oh.
you ain't get timed out for that.
The fuck out of here. Talking about some Tony Hawk. Anything Tony. Look, Tony Hawk as an actual person, legend. I respect him. But his games, trash. I used to think the same thing you think, Black. Tony Hawk was. That game was amazing, pioneer, until I played fucking Skate. And I was like, oh shit. You actually control the tricks that you're doing? All that button mashing shit, I gave up after that.
Button mashing. You don't like button mashing?
Yo, that button mashing shit in Tony Hawk
Yeah,
ain't
that's
nothing.
all you got to do. All
And
you
when
got
you
to
get to
do
skate and
do
you realize you have to control every aspect of your skating, my God, the tricks, the lines that you can create when you ain't got to worry about button mashing is amazing. Man, it makes me want to go buy a PS3. Like, for real.
Mm.
But you got to get off of Amazon though, and Picky's not working today. So you want to get that same day shipping.
Well, I mean, PlayStation 3 was kind of heavy, and I don't want it to fall off a thing again, so, it is what it is. I ordered it from, a different Amazon factory. Um, but yeah, that's the only games I can think of that I want. And I don't think we really played any other game other than Call of Duty on PS3 Paint. So, I think that's the only one.
That and Madden.
Oh, and that Ghost Recon. What's the one we played together, Pink? It was Ghost Recon Future Soldier, was it?
I forgot which one it was. I wasn't moved.
Yeah, we wasn't moved by it, but
Yeah,
it was
I
okay.
was not moved.
And we played with Man, I
Mm-mm.
think. We knew this guy named
Mm-hmm.
Man, and we played it with him. And I just remember we got bored of it really quick. But
So
other than that, is Call of Duty.
so did y'all pick up this year's Ghost Recon?
No,
The one that
I wanted to, and I was
dropped.
actually in the what do you call it, the creators team, where they would like, once you get the game, you can create content for them, and they would showcase you and all that. And I was part of that team. However, um, I didn't really want Ghost Recon after I saw all the issues. I think I played I did the alpha for it, and the alpha was like really glitchy, and I couldn't even play it that well. And then the beta came out, and I played that, and some of the glitches that I saw in the first one, the alpha, was in the beta. So I was kind of like, all right, well, you really didn't do anything. And then when the game came out, I was hearing that the same glitches that I have reported in alpha and that I have reported in the beta was still in the release version. So I was like, so what was the point of us giving you the feedback if you wasn't listening? So I was just like, all right, I'm not gonna buy it. Never mind.
Black, you might be right, but they just stopped. They just failed on Splinter Cell after Splinter Cell 2.
I think Black just has bad taste in video games. I think that's what it is. Because he said Tony Hawk was the
Ooh,
best game.
shot fired! Shot fired!
He said I had the best. It had the best soundtrack, had the best innovation of story, and had the best control underground. Black, have you ever played Skate? Answer that in the chat first. Let's start with that. Have you ever played any of the Skate games? Because I can guarantee you, if you have, it will change your perspective, not just on video games, but on life, sir. On life. But anyway, we're going to get off of this one. We're going to move into the next story. So, if I'm correct, hold on.
We're on.
Hold on, I got it. So, if I'm correct, I think it was last week that season 2 came out for Modern Warfare. Me and Pinky have been grinding on it. And I actually got pissed off yesterday because I was trying to get one gold gun. That's all I wanted, one gold gun. And
he dropped that controller.
Like, it's the first time that I've raged in a very long time, and I was really heated.
It was hilarious. Y'all go back and watch his VOD, okay? Either or he is. It don't even matter because we playing together and we both streaming. But he threw that controller down so out cold. He was mad.
Because first, they need to, like, if you give me a challenge, you need to tell me how to achieve that challenge. Just don't say, hey,
like,
you want to get some long shot. I need to know how long is a long shot. Because I'm sitting there thinking, like, oh, this is the long distance. And then I kill the person. I'm like, where's my fucking long shot? No? Really? That's not a long shot?
Hey, Saints.
What up, Saints?
What up, Saints?
Oh.
So,
shit.
I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, this is pissing me the fuck off. But anyway, season 2 came out, and they came out with some new maps. Well, 2 new maps. They came out with Atlas Superstore, which I think I only played like 3 times.
Okay, Costco.
Yeah, Costco basically, and Rust, which I
It's a
don't like.
throwback.
Yeah, no, I don't like small maps anyway. So Rust is kind of like, fuck it.
That came from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, correct?
I think it was 3.
2.
I think it was Modern Warfare 3.
2.
That was 2. I think it's 2.
I don't know. I thought it was 3.
And then you've seen the trailer, and I think the season to come.
You're 900 meters out.
What's the freaking terminals coming?
They can keep Terminal. I'm tired of that too.
I want
They also
Terminal.
came up with a new Ground War map. Pinky doesn't really play Ground War all like that. I do. So I haven't ran into that map yet. I can't wait to run into that map. They add some new gunfight maps. We don't really play gunfight. But they do have two new weapons. I got the first one, which is I think it's called the Gra or the Grau, Grau. That one, that one cuts. That one kills. It's good. We
Mm.
also get one of our favorite characters in the Call of Duty history, which is Ghost. He comes back as an operator.
His favorite. It's not my favorite.
You don't like Ghost? You didn't cry when Ghost got
Ghost is,
killed?
first of all, so okay.
I mean, yeah, so
Shout out
too,
to Soap.
but we saw Ghost get killed first, and that was like
We
emotional.
did.
Yeah, that was.
Okay. Yeah.
I still have night terrors thinking about that.
I miss my homie.
So I mean, I think that was the first moment in history that made grown men cry just a little bit. Like,
No, no, not over no game.
you silly, because I cried over a couple games. So
He say you silly.
like,
Yeah.
Not over.
Is it?
Nah.
I would never let my fiance see me cry over a game, but there's been a couple times when Spider-Man at the end of Spider, look, Aunt May, nigga, tears flowing profusely. So,
Really miss my
but anyway,
homie.
so with the season one came out with more maps than season two, but season two does come out with on launch anyway. Season two came out with two multiplayer maps, one ground war map, two gunfight maps, two guns, one new operator, which is Ghost, new multiplayer modes, which is basically like the MLG CDL playlist, and they had a 3v3 gunfight for a little while. I haven't seen it on there yet, but it's on there.
They
And
took.
then it was.
I think they took it out.
Yeah, it might be out now. But they came out with a new multiplayer special ops chapter as well. Two other operators, and then a whole bunch of other multiplayer modes, and they're coming out with another weapon in the middle of the season that is classified. We don't know what that means, but they also had added something else to, I think, too, which me and Pinky like talked briefly about when we cut on our systems when season two was released. It was a nice little box next to the multiplayer portion that said classified, and everyone was wondering the fuck is so classified and why can't I click on it? And if it's so classified, why did you fucking add it? So, and there's actually a story within this. So follow me here. So when me and Pinky saw the classified thing and we were thinking all those things I just said, obviously on Reddit someone had posted a picture, and it was of the photo that's supposed to be there. So it's supposed to show that there's a mode called Warzone, which is basically the battle royale portion of Modern Warfare, and that went out. People went crazy. Blah blah blah. It's been leaked. I was reading up on Modern Warfare yesterday or maybe the day before, and it was actually a news story that said that Activision actually released a subpoena to Reddit because they want the identity of that Reddit user who leaked that information. Some people were like, "Oh, he's going to get trouble. He's going to get." I don't think they're trying to necessarily get legal action on him. I think what they're trying to find out is who leaked the information from their company. You can't legally, quote quote, reprimand somebody for putting that information out there. Only because it can be said that it's First Amendment and they got information, it's newsworthy, you have freedom of the press, you can put that information out there. No one can stop you for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're just trying to find out who in the company leaked it and how it was leaked.
But there's like, if you go check YouTube and type in Warzone, there's people posting the thing to this day.
Yeah,
So,
but they all got it from the same Reddit user. It came because of that moment the Reddit user put it out there, and then everybody started copying and pasting it.
No, but I think there's a YouTuber that went to Activision and seen gameplay of the Warzone.
It didn't come from him. This was an actual in like the menu with the picture and stuff. So obviously somebody within Activision leaked this information, and they're trying to find out who. And when they do, hey, either you got that money or you're going to jail. One of the two. You want to pay me these millions? Oh, but I'm broke. I'm on Reddit. Oh, well, you should have thought about that before you started talking your goddamn lips. So, pay me my money. But, yeah, it's rumored to be, and I'm saying rumor, I don't know if it's going to be that or not, but, it's rumored to be that it's going to be Warzone. That would be cool.
Somebody else came into the stream yesterday, too, and said, was like, are you ready for, Warzone? And I was like, huh? I'm like, I'm trying to play it cool because I don't want to get took it out the game. So I'm like, it's supposed to be like a battle royale? And he was like, yeah. I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
He's like, what you think about it? I'm like, So yeah, it might be that.
If it's true, it'd be nice, but we don't know.
That guy, he was annoying.
But
oh, sorry, Black.
You know what?
He's like, yeah, that guy.
You know what? We actually erased the story today, so maybe we'll talk about stuff like that. I got an idea. We'll have the discussion in a moment. But yeah, so far season 2 Modern Warfare, I like it. I don't have a problem with it. It's fun to me. They added some cool stuff. Mm-hmm. I was telling Pinky.
It's not as hype as it was the first one.
No, not at all. But I like the way they changed some stuff. They did sort some stuff out. Like the store, they kind of organized it a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I like that. And I even told Pinky yesterday, I was like, man, that one bundle, what was it? The tactical.
With the chick.
Like,
yeah. It was a tactical human 3 or something like that. I was like, man, that's $20. But I would drop that $20 for that.
At 20. Because you was in the stream and you made me look. Okay. Green, I said 2 things. Green's gonna buy this chick because she's thick, or
it's Black History Month.
That's what I was saying to myself.
It's Black History Month. I mean,
every day is Black History Month.
Well, that makes no sense because every day is not whatever. But I want what's best for the community, and what's best for the community is showing them that we need more people of color in this game as representation. They obviously forgot that they had a whole black man operator in it and didn't give him shit. So because they're only giving the black woman some stuff, I'm going to support that as much as possible. $20 though, Activision, it's a little scarce. It makes me think, like, maybe I'll drop this $20. But no, I'm not going to drop it. I'm sorry. Lower that down a little bit. If it was 10, I'll be like, oh, here you go.
Well, why they don't? I know y'all. Don't they? Can't you earn your card points?
You can, but
you can through the season pass.
Yeah, so I mean, you can, but
that's about it.
I usually use that money though, those card points to save up for the next season, and then I'll just use the card points for that. But yeah, whatever.
I did break down it and bought $20 worth of card points to purchase in the anime because I really wanted those guns.
Oh shit! So I'm not the only one. So I can drop the $20.
I
Okay.
can get card points from Mountain Dew. Say less. I'm sorry. I get
For
excited.
Mountain Dew. I can't drink
Yeah.
Mountain Dew though. That's the whole thing.
I'll drink it for you. Don't worry about it.
You know what? I think if Pinky's gonna be sitting there paying $20 for it, then shit, I'll get paid in 2 weeks. Let me go ahead and drop.
You know, I was hanging on for that $20. I'm like, but I don't want to miss this. I was holding to that $20.
It's still tax season.
Let me go ahead and get this. It might be double XP. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna get a bottle, or either I'll just probably just go on the site. Matter of fact,
We're about to go to Amazon and just be like, "Oh, this is a shipment of Mountain Dew. It got lost." Open.
You remember, matter of fact, you remember that package I told you that had got covered in was it teriyaki sauce or whatever it was?
Yeah.
It had Mountain Dew in it. Low-key, it had Mountain Dew in it. But it didn't say anything about Call of Duty. If it did, I'm like, you know what? Cancel order, resend order. This is mine now.
Like it got destroyed in the process. What happened to the Mountain Dew? You know, I disposed of that for you. Don't worry about it.
Right. Oh, goodness. Let's see.
Whoa, wait a minute, Black. What you just say? I'm not even going to repeat what you said, but, you know.
Wait a minute.
All right. That better not be your... All right, whatever. Keep that to yourself.
Wow, yeah.
I'll make that shipment part with a correction.
Keep that one to yourself.
All right.
If it come across my desk, I'll just put a roll of tape in there too. You might need that. I don't know what you're going to use it for, but I'll just put a roll of tape in. You'll figure it out. Cover this teriyaki sauce. You will like that too, freak.
Well, okay. You having a good time with season 2?
I think I am. I am missing my shipment, you know, my 24/7 shipment, but that's fine. But they do have a, what is it called? Flotation oxidation.
That bullshit.
Mosh pit type of deal with shipment and Rust together.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said before, if y'all trying to get your challenges on your guns, that's a good map to do a shipment and Rust. Let's see.
Now you're trying to get long.
I can choose the 2 tournaments now. Oh yeah, you definitely have to get the long shots on there. I can tell you that now. You're not gonna get a shipment.
Mounted and shit like that. Well, not even mounted.
Rust, if you go all the way up to the top.
Yeah.
No, I tried. It doesn't work.
Who gonna make it up to the top?
I've been at the top. It doesn't count as long shots. I tried.
You gotta go and play ground war for it.
Yeah, I might. Well, I think I'm done. I think I'm almost done. I think I only have like 3 or 4 shots. 3 or 4 kills, for the long shots. And then I'm been working. And today, I'll probably end up getting that gold gun. Once me and Pinky start streaming. Because
it's double XP codes.
Oh,
for it. It's not the cop points. It's double XP.
I'm good.
But I'm gonna put it in the chat.
I'm
do and Doritos.
I'm good. But yeah, season 2, Modern Warfare. Make sure y'all participate. AJ, you need to hurry up and get this goddamn game. You up there sitting there playing 2K and shit, but you can get the hottest game of the year.
I got the Sims. I got an episode of the Sims to edit. I gotta finish editing up freaking 2K.
What's I gotta do with you getting Call of Duty? I'm hearing a lot of excuses.
I'm getting caught, but I just don't want to get in there.
Yeah, hurry the fuck up. It's almost the season when they start announcing the next card. Hurry up, yo. Come on, yo. Game announced since October. You talking about I'm gonna get it. When the next card comes out? When it goes on discount for $29.99? Like, when, bro? Come on, hurry up.
Oh, shit.
We can't be running with no news now.
Right.
Damn it. You sitting there working with the first original gun with no attachments.
What?
Sitting there with the basic ass character.
Run around butt naked gun. Tomorrow, somebody got him, guys.
Nigga, is your outfit coordinated?
shit.
You fucking noob. Like, out here.
Wait a minute, he wearing a corduroy outfit
Yeah.
with the basic good.
Like, why are you wearing the basic military for the SAS?
And I bet you I'll drop a nuke in that same dude. I bet you I'll
Fuck
drop a
you.
nuke with that same.
You don't have custom. You don't have your
Got
custom
my life.
loadouts. Trash.
He said a nuke in the corduroy outfit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hell no.
So, man,
Taco Bell always do something with Call of Duty, so I'm pretty sure they will. Yeah.
you'll be doing.
Mm-hmm.
AJ will end up like fucking David when he got shot in the head yesterday.
Man, that shit was hilarious.
I'm
I'm so glad Sage copied that. He clipped that shit.
Go
Oh,
to
it
Miss
was
Peggy's
hilarious.
clips and you'll see that shit. That shit was clean.
Man.
Man. And it was in slow motion. It was epic. It was epic.
Yes, I seen it all. It was in front of my face. He got popped in the eye. Pow!
It was so clean. I thought it was a sniper rifle shot. Pinky was like, nah, it was with a pistol. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Pistol.
You want to see when Pinky was sitting, laying down behind the dude in the canister on shit me. He throw a C4. Dave does a backflip over Pinky.
Yes, in front of me. It was hilarious.
Y'all gotta. So as you can see, we have a great time on season 2 of Modern Warfare.
I tell you that ragdoll on Call of Duty is classic.
Hold on, Black. You said Walgreens is to stay away from Taco Bell because we have booty problem yesterday. What? I need to translate it for you, sir.
You silly.
I don't know what that means. Anyway, we're going back. So, yeah, season 2 is pretty good. Play it. It started on February 11th. And it started on all platforms at the same time. So, you Xbox players and PC players and... Oh, that's right, Nintendo don't get it. The rest of you, you have no reason to complain. All right. So, now the story that was near and dear to my heart. My goddamn heart. We're going to talk about this really quickly. So, it wasn't this last present week, but the week before. There was a content creator. She goes by Kiki on Twitter. She was actually part of the Illusion Esports team. She was caught up in some controversial things, and it wasn't on her part. As a content creator, as a community group leader or whatever, you would be expected to get paid for the work that you do in any organization. And as an organization, that seems to be the best thing for you to do, is to pay those that are underneath you as a team. You know, if they bring people to the organization, if they bring people as far as viewers to the organization, then, you know, compensate that person, because, you know, they didn't have to do that. She wasn't getting paid, and it was all over some drama stuff. So let's get into it with the first slide. So she says, hello to anyone who sees this. I want to figure this out privately, but now I must come forward about unjust being done not only to me, but others. My integrity, ethics, and brand were also in danger. I am no longer a part of Illusion HQ. Here is the reason why. And she goes deep into this, and I'll give you guys the facts, and then you guys can kind of give me your opinions on it. So we start off with the first text, or the first DM, I should say. And she starts off with saying, well, just got the news regarding the organization, before I read the rest of it. So the original person that was in charge, he actually left. And I don't know the details.
Is it voluntarily or involuntarily?
I think he left voluntarily. I think he just quit. And the details on why he quit and what was his relationship with the organization after he quit, I don't know. But somebody else ended up taking his place. And the person that you see interacting with the Kiki individual is the new person that just took their place. So Kiki starts with, well, just got the news regarding the organization. I am a little confused because I was signed on as a paid sponsor streamer, but because I guess what was going on with PayPal, I haven't been paid for the 2 months because the access to the money was frozen. The new CEO, or whatever position he was in, states, yes, we froze PayPal to keep Best from sending the money. We didn't like the way Best ran things. Best is the guy who used to do it, so keep that in mind. Whenever you see Best, that's what happened. The way Best ran things, so we are making a change for the better of Illusion. So basically, what they're saying is they froze the PayPal from keeping the money in case the old CEO Best, um, so he couldn't start sending money to whoever he wanted to. So basically, locking him out of the account for Illusion. So the new CEO then goes on and says, your account info, PayPal, Cash App, wire transfer, however you would like to be paid. So she states, okay, I have PayPal and Cash App, either is fine. My PayPal is blank, 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 blank. So whichever works for you guys. Okay. New CEO then says, and I'd like for you to make a post about Best refusing to pay you. I want to make sure he never works in esports again. So now we come to a point where CEO, the new CEO, is now accusing the old CEO, Best, of refusing to pay her, whatever. Even though he just stated that they are the one who froze the accounts. So they want basically her to make a video or a post saying that, hey, the old CEO, this is what he did, and he refused to pay me, basically. Is that true? We don't know. Obviously, there's some shit going on. Next text. She says, I am currently streaming. I will continue this talk after. Says, talk to you soon. My internet dies, so I can chat again. CEO goes, I'll keep it simple. Expose Best and get paid, or stay silent about the truth and not get your money. Here is where we get into the controversy.
Ooh, this is where the tables get flipped.
It doesn't look good on you as an organization if you're giving people that you know deserve to be getting paid, kind of like an alternative. It shouldn't be, hey, look, talk shit about this person and get paid, or don't, and I will continue to not give you your money. You just now stated that Best didn't give her her money. So why would you not give her her money? Because then you know better than the person you're trying to trash. So, I don't know. So, we go to the last text where she says, you know what, I've been thinking, it's just not fair for you guys to illegally withhold my pay because I don't want to blackmail someone that has nothing to do with me, which is your own personal issue. If need be, I will go public about things. Yes. If need be, I will go public about this. If things cannot be properly resolved the way they should be, I will not allow my brand and what I am building be damaged by petty childish beef/bullshit you guys have. It is a personal problem and not an actual true problem. Manipulative tone used multiple times has been truly disgusting.
Disgusting.
So, I ask you both, what do you think?
Don't email
me. Get my money. Look, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Whatever personal beef you got with him, if you just, because he sounds like he's all in his feelings about whatever happened between him and Best. That's all in your feelings, son. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I had, went with my contract, did what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? Give me my money. I don't care who's the CEO right now. The contract states if I do this and this and that, I would get paid. This wasn't in my contract to know. And since you said this to me, I got screenshots now. If I need to, I'll go to a small claims court or, however it goes and get my money if that's the case. But see, and if it has to go that way to court, but low key, this is already court from her taking the screenshots and making it public. That's court in itself already. So hopefully, I'm not sure if she got paid already or not. Hopefully, she doesn't have to necessarily take the small claims, but he doesn't want that either. And now, from what just happened, that brand is gone. Like, I don't think anybody will have nothing to do with that company ever.
True. AJ?
I need my money on time. I don't have no time to be playing with y'all. Give me my money, or legal action will be taken. Now, to that team, y'all know y'all did wrong. Whoever CEO, y'all did wrong. Y'all did wrong on the strength of that she, whatever was it, if she wasn't living up to her contract, she was doing it under y'all platform, under y'all name. And now, when it's time for her to leave, y'all want to do this petty stuff. This is
No,
why.
she wasn't trying to leave. That's the thing. It was now she's going to leave.
It's deeper than what she's saying in these screenshots. There's more to that. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that she was probably trying to on her own merit, but they waived that contract in her face. They waived that contract in her face to say, oh, if you leave, you're not getting this, you're not getting that, you're not getting all the bells and whistles from us. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna take it on the chin for a little bit until something really drastic happens. So she took her lickings. Now something drastic happens to where she's not getting paid at all, and now they just up and fire or let go their first CEO. Now this CEO is sitting up there like, oh, you got to expose this person to get paid. No, I'm not going to do that. And I wish we could have her on the show to get more details on here. I wish we could have got her on the show. But like I've been saying, don't trust these e-leaguers because the e-leaguers are finicky. They two-faced it. One minute they're your best friend. One minute they're your best friend. And they turn on you like a flapjack because somebody said whatever has been said. If you don't got a core team behind you, don't join these elite teams. I hope Shorty get her money every dime. I mean, don't say we gonna pay you every 2 weeks. This girl need her money on time. We don't know if she got loved ones to take care of. None of that. But I want her to get every dime. Or you can do this. Take it to that team and fire every last one on that team and get new people and show them how to do it the right way. That's all I got to say about that.
My opinion on the whole thing is it's definitely wrong. I feel for Kiki. I think any organization that you build, and we here at the Real One Gaming, we're trying to build an organization. But I would never imagine not having. I would never imagine having the funds to pay someone and just choosing not to pay them off of pettiness that has something to do with a personal vendetta. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure that the old CEO and them had some sort of issue, but it just seems like this new CEO had a personal issue or a personal vendetta against the person. Because I'm pretty sure that the rest of the Illusion, HQ didn't authorize that alternative to be given to people. I'm pretty sure they didn't say like, "Hey, tell her, either make these posts or you're not gonna get paid." I think they wouldn't even know what the fuck was going on. So this person obviously has a personal vendetta against Best. What that vendetta is, I don't know. But either way, it shouldn't have people being dragged just because you want that kind of post. Now, the other weird thing about it is that they had a very big esports player on the team just leave maybe 3 weeks ago. And then, Best leaves. And now Kiki leaves. So they have people leaving. And I think the last thing you want is to be telling people, I'm not going to pay you unless I get a post about how bad the old CEO person was.
I'm like, fool, what? You say what now? Question mark?
Yeah, I mean, you got to realize people want to fight against that. So, I mean, you tell me that, like, hey, I'm going to pay you if you make this post, and if you refuse, I'm not going to get my money. The normal reaction is, nah, you're going to give me my money. I'm not going to make the post.
Right.
And you're going to shut the fuck up. Don't play with me with my money. Like, just give me my money.
Right.
Like you play with that with somebody else. You do that on your own.
Right.
You make the post, nigga. Like, give me my money.
Right.
I did my portion of the bargain, which was I did all these streams. I brought in audience members to you guys. I showed your logo on my stream. I promoted you well. I did all these other things. Now pay me. And at no point that it says, hey, you got to make posts about how bad a person is. That's part of your contract. No, it's not.
Right.
So just give me my money. Whoever the CEO is that's now there, I hope Illusion, for the sake of your esports team being relevant and actually doing well in the future, if you want to continue to be an esports team, you better get rid of whoever this new CEO is. You better fire him and you better make it public. Now, he gave alternatives for people to make bad posts about him. Now, here's the alternative for you. You can either prosper and make that bad post about him, fire him, and move on with your careers, or you can sit there and not do it, and now all your team members are going to leave because they see the bullshit. So, I mean, this guy left you wide open. I don't approve of this. I don't like this. It sucks that she had to go through it. It sucks that anybody got to go through it. But
low key, had she had done that, Best could have sued her for defamation of character. So it would have just been a whole shitstorm altogether.
Exactly.
But
they didn't care because they wouldn't have to deal with it. So
he wouldn't have to deal with it because Kiki would have done it. You know what I'm saying? So that would have been out of his hands. Like, well, I ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah. So
see, I know Kiki not cut like that. So
I don't know. This whole situation was poor. I mean, I followed her on Twitter and been keeping up with her, and I mean, she's been doing a whole lot better. She's not as down about the situation as before, and she's still streaming and stuff like that. So that's good that she's keeping that positive mentality. It just sucks because I'm sure that's a lot of money, and let's be thinking,
it's got to be a big bag.
Well, whether or not it's a big bag or not, money is money, and it's always going to help you. If somebody offered me $10 today, that's still something. That can get me a meal. That can get me gas in my car. That can do something. So if it's anything above $1, pay her. You know what I mean? Like, money is money, bro. And I would assume that the money that they owe her is like at least above 100. And if that's the case, that's a lot of shit, yo. Like, that's a couple Amazon packages right there. That's new shoes. That's an outfit. That's something. So I don't know how much money to owe her exactly. But yeah, go ahead, pay her. Pay your people.
Just pay her.
Stop giving these stupid alternatives.
But behind the scenes, I have a gut feeling that the rest of the team is trying to get her back. That's so they don't have to pay her. But
I mean, they still have to pay her. It doesn't matter. what they do. They still have to pay her.
But Green. If they get her back, they won't have to pay her. They won't have to pay her past check. They'll start her off with these checks that she's gonna get now.
No,
They won't have to pay her the past.
she quit after
Unless,
they would refuse to give her money. She was going to stay with them. This wasn't a, you pay me or I quit. Or it wasn't a pay me or, I go to the news media. It was, I work for you and I'm waiting for my money. They weren't holding money from just her. They was withholding money from their entire organization. Every streamer wasn't getting paid.
oh, then y'all gotta band together.
Yeah, it wasn't like she was planning on leaving. She left because it wasn't paying her.
I thought she was the only one out the team was not getting paid.
No, she's the only one that spoke up.
Oh, then y'all then there's something in the gumbo that ain't smelling right. There's something in the gumbo that ain't smelling right.
Yeah.
If she the only one that spoke up about, that means that her contract and the team's contract is completely different from the contract they got and the contract she got. There's something
it's ridiculous that you gotta go that far to get something that you're owed. Like it's truly ridiculous, man, and people don't understand. Like that's cash moolah, man. That's my money, and I need my money.
All of it.
So, like, what would y'all do if y'all were in her situation at that point?
Again.
Like, if y'all was in her situation, what would y'all do? Like, what would be the next step?
I mean, I would have did the same thing.
Okay. Would you have went public like she did, or?
Hell yeah. Yep. I'm exposing you because you acting real unfamiliar, real recognized real, and you looking real unfamiliar. I can't. I'm exposing you. You talk about, me messing up my brand, what I build and what I started, you know what I'm saying, to help you, quote unquote, destroy somebody else's brand and what they built. Oh no, I'm not about that. And I believe in karma. I am not about to mess with the universe like that, okay? No, sir. If you want to do that, you do that on your own time, on your own free time. I'm not about to do that. So in the meantime, I'm about to get you together. I'm about to get you together. And then I'm going to expose you.
All right.
It went down like that.
So, yeah, I just wish her the best of luck. I hope it all gets sorted out, as I am sure that it will. And really quickly, guys, as we start to close out things in a little bit, don't forget to check out the past episodes on the YouTube channel. And there's a link. You can check out all of the episodes from the last year. And future episodes, this one will go up tomorrow at 3. So you can check out the replay of this at 3 o'clock tomorrow. And that's Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you check that out. So one thing that I did want to think about when we were talking about the Call of Duty story was we kind of live in a generation where Call of Duty has obviously been the best thing for us as far as gaming anyway. And Black says, see, I'm petty as fuck. I black my as far as the Call of Duty genre and now that we're coming up with the new I guess announcement season is the correct way to say it. What would you want to see for the next Call of Duty?
Oh man, that's a hard one. I would love to continue to see boots on the ground.
Yes.
Nothing flying. I don't want nobody bouncing off walls. I don't want no magic carpet rides, flying horses, none of that. I want boots on the ground. So just keep it that way and we'll be okay.
Okay. I'd like to see. Actually, I want to see a sequel of Modern Warfare. I would like them to do the whole story over.
Modern
Like
Warfare
just the whole
what? Two?
series.
Just a whole series?
Because this Modern
I mean,
Warfare
they
is
doing
a
it with this,
prequel.
right? Or this is
Well,
the prequel?
yeah, this is the prequel
Okay.
to the original one, but I want them to continue it. But the way that I want them to do it is if this wasn't a prequel, as if this was a new start to a different what do you call it? A different universe. Let's do we have the prequel now, and let's not call it a prequel. Let's call it the very first one. Now let's come out with Modern Warfare 2, where you're introduced to Soap and Ghost and all of those characters. And instead of you having that mission that we had before, let's create a brand new story for the very first one. Let's do a complete remake of the series. Let's introduce new characters. Let's put some people colored in there. You know what I mean? Let's do new and inventive ideas. I don't want the same villains. I want new villains. Let's do that.
Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I want a whole redo of the Modern Warfare franchise. We've started it with Modern Warfare this year, and it's been doing great. It's awesome. Now let's continue it, and let's get Treyarch out of here, yo. I'm tired of Black Ops. Like, 1 and 2 was good.
That's been burnt out.
1 and 2 was good. Now we on what, 4? It's about to be 5.
No, no, not really, because they're doing Advanced War 2.
There better not be no fucking Advanced Warfare.
Mm-hmm.
No, because Advanced Warfare was Infinity War, and Infinity War said they never doing that. They learned that lesson.
What they tweeted it.
No, that's what Infinity War said. They said they learned their mistake. Modern Warfare was the highest grossing Call of Duty in the last recent years. And they already said that whatever Call of Duty game comes out next year obviously isn't going to do as good, which I believe because Modern Warfare did phenomenal. But don't come out with that bullshit. We've already seen, like, you've already seen the testing. You tested it out. You saw it was bad. You saw it was horrible. And now we finally got a good game that everybody loves. Don't go back. I would like to see a sequel to Ghost. I would like that. Because that kind of disappointed me on the story mode level.
But they gotta have a story. There's gotta have a story mode to it.
Every game should have a story. I don't even know what the last Black Ops didn't have a story. That shit was weak. Shit was horrible.
Everybody still.
No, I ain't.
They try to Black Ops 4 is story mode. Straight down.
Black Ops 4 was garbage. I be seeing people still play Black Ops 4, and I'll be sitting there thinking, like, y'all niggas actually okay with that?
Because some people say it's because Modern Warfare footsteps, the gun mechanics, the aim machine, that like on lower tier, like if you are 60 up and you get no aim if you're a higher ranking than the lower 10 that are at from 1 to 20 levels. Because once you hit 60, you getting beamed by little Timmy, little Jan all the time. So
Black says, I like Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I like the knifing in the game. I don't care for the story mode. There was no story mode. That's no problem. Wait, what was the last one? It was 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. There was no story mode. That was trash. It was garbage. Ha cha cha. It was just dookie. just non-existent. Um, I like Modern Warfare a whole lot better. That's just me.
I like Modern Warfare better.
Mm,
I rather have Modern Warfare 2 any other Black Ops. Because that's where it really was good for me.
okay. Well, let's do a recap of the whole podcast. We started things off with, robots and them using our brain waves to train these robots. I think we can all agree that that's not the best of things right now. Um,
Mm-mm.
we talked about season 2 of Modern Warfare. We talked about, backwards compatibility as far as all that good job and whatnot. And we named our games. And we talked about how people just need to pay us our money when we do things for them.
Yeah.
Just pay my money. Just ching ching. Other than that, I don't think we have anything else to talk about. I mean, we pretty much went through a whole list. So are you guys ready to call it a day and say that this
If
was a
Pinky
successful
got something to say,
podcast?
if she got something to say, then let her, but she muted right now. My issue is
Black said I stole the podcast. I'm the best in the world. Black has been the shining star of our chat in the podcast. So when you guys watch this, make sure you check out the Black Nine. That's DABLACK in number 9 in E on Twitch and whatnot. He's always in Pinky stream. Always in. He's been in my stream a couple times. He's part of the Pink Squad.
acting crazy as usual.
Yeah, it's always acting crazy. Shout out to Maya. I know she was around.
She in here somewhere.
Yeah, she's laying down listening to it. Shout out to everybody. If you're listening on YouTube and you want to join in on the live thing, our Twitch is twitch.tv/RealOnesGaming. All one word. Real Ones with an S. Gaming is on Twitch. We're going to do this every 2 weeks. So we'll be back 2 weeks from today. And then we'll upload. Special shout out to Bridge as well. We'll be uploading this particular podcast on YouTube tomorrow at 3 p.m. and whatnot. So without further ado, let's do some closings. So, Miss Pinky,
Hello.
what would you like to say before we go?
I want to go ahead. What's that?
What would you like to say before we go?
Before we go, I would like to say thank you guys for watching us, listening to us on our first live podcast. This is an awesome thing. I think it actually went very well. So hopefully we can continue it, doing the live ones. I do want to give a special shout out to the Pink Squad, for giving me new ideas. You stupid. For giving me new ideas for content for the community. I got some ideas from you guys, so that's gonna be dope. So stay tuned for that. This is fun. I love doing a podcast. I really do. It's a chance to sit down and talk about, things that's going on in, the gaming world and all that good stuff. Shut up. Black said he's the sexiest person, and he is the best. Bless his heart.
Okay, anyway. I'll let you deal with that. All right. Hey, AJ, what about you? What are your final thoughts and concerns, or what do you want to say? All right, good talking. I'm assuming AJ's having a little bit of technical difficulty, so make sure you check him out on Twitch, King AJ _15 on Twitch, and also make sure you check out his YouTube where he has a lot of 2K, NBA Live, and he'll have some Sims 4 content as well on there. And you can always check him out here on the RealOnesGaming podcast. Special shout out to the Royalty Squad over there and whatnot. And I'll say my dues is, thank you guys for coming through. It makes me proud to do this live streaming. It's the first time we did it, and it became a great turnout. So I'm happy that it has. Special shout out once again to Black Nine, Bridge, Maya, and all of you guys in the chat. We're going to be bigger and better with the stream, and I think this will become the new norm for us as far as doing the podcast. I like doing it live. It gives us a lot of fun content, and it makes us happier to do it. I've noticed that.
Brownie says hi too. He just jumped on the damn chair. Bless his heart.
Brownie can jump out the window.
Oh. Oh. Okay, I got you.
But yeah, AJ, did you want to add anything more? I know that you just came back.
I want to give a big shout out to everybody in the chat. Big shout out to the supporters that been supporting all three of us lately. We got stuff in the work, especially me. Video schedule. Sims will be dropping Wednesday, no later than Thursday night. There's a secret stream today. I don't know what game I'm playing.
That's not so secret because you told everybody.
But
I'm joking, I know.
there's a secret stream today, but I don't know where I'm gonna be streaming. Put it like that.
Okay.
So shout out to the 162 people that followed me on Twitch, and the 44 that's up to the channel on YouTube. We gonna keep it going, keep it growing for y'all, man, because that's what we on a daily. If one of them are not streaming, you can come check me out. You know me, I'll be in there and keep it honest with you. And we'll see y'all when we see y'all.
All right. And once again, today at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be at Melanin Gamers streaming on that stream for the stream team today. I'm sure me and Pinky will be playing Call of Duty or something. So make sure you check it out over there. 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I don't know. I might stream on my channel, Greenspmk. Maybe after. I'm not quite sure. We'll see. Pinky, are you streaming today or no?
Probably not going to stream today, but I'll play with you. Yeah.
Okay. AJ, are you streaming today?
Yeah.
All right. So AJ will be streaming as well. I'm sure he'll be streaming something exciting, probably Sims 4